start reading. And I had told you कि Para-Jumble से थोड़ा दोस्ती करना है. You have to ask it to give you clues. So let us see what this Para-Jumble is giving us. All right, let's read all the sentences and take in the clues quickly. So okay, so let us take the pen here. So now it's saying, now this one starts with neither the Tsarist state nor the Soviet Union adhere to the international copyright something. Okay, so now this gives us a clue that the Tsarist state and the Soviet Union means we have been talking about them earlier. So this could not be the starting sentence, yet it is talking about something in general which is not giving international copyright treaties, nor did they enter into bilateral treaties. Alright, so here we are talking about that they did not have copyright treaties, or nor did they enter into bilateral meaning within two countries. Okay, so and then it is saying the Soviet regime added something and Tsarist Russia's refusal to grant protection. Now this one, the fourth sentence is saying the communist approach. Now between the Tsarist Russia and the Soviet Union, the communist approach is something which is common to the Soviet Union and Russia, right? So here we are talking, although the Tsar was obviously like a dictator, like a Raja, like a king, but then here the communist approach towards, so this is a general idea. And so here we look at it, the communist approach towards intellectual property. Now intellectual property protection, like we write books, so there are intellectual property rights to it, nobody can copy it. People do copy it, but it's wrong. So the communist approach towards intellectual property protection reflected the ideal of the reading nation. Now what was the reading nation? The Soviet Union. And that inherited a lax means slightly open and isolated copyright system. Isolationist means they did not want others to have empowerment or copyright inside Russia, inside the Soviet Union. So obviously pehle Tsar was the king, and then the Soviet Union came into being after Russia gained freedom from the dictatorship. So here what we are talking about, that the communist approach towards the intellectual property reflected, means it was showing the ideal of the original. The Soviet Union inherited a lax and isolationist copyright system from Tsarist Russia. So here is the reference to Tsarist Russia, and Soviet Union is inheriting a system from it. And now you see, neither, and now same logic here, the two people are being talked about again. So let us say here the Tsarist Russia and Soviet Union, now neither the Tsarist state nor the Soviet state. So what was the common thing that it had inherited? They both of them did not adhere to international copyright treaties, nor did they enter into any bilateral treaties, so within any countries, with any countries, or with international copyright treaties, they both of them did not agree to. And this inheritance came from this communist approach, right? So we have 4 and 1 which have to be together, and now we've got 2 and 3. Now we have to see which one comes together, or together or separately. The Soviet regime added a strong ideological claim. To what did it add? Granting exclusive ownership to authors. And it said that granting the exclusive ownership to authors, it actually hindered means it stopped the development of the masses. So लोग का development नहीं होगा अगर हम लोग individual authors को copyright दे देंगे. That is what they talked about, and only serve the purpose of the authors and the heirs. Heirs means उनके जो successors हैं of the authors. So like if my child inherits my business of the book or whatever. Okay. So this is something that the Soviet regime added to something. To what did they add? Let us see if 3 is giving us some clue. Tsarist Russia's refusal to grant protection to foreign authors and translation had an economic rationale. Rationale means a reason. The Russian publisher would pay no royalty. So Tsarist Russia already had this rule कि Russian publisher is not going to pay any royalty to any foreign authors. And then Tsarist Russia obviously पहले था. Then came the Soviet Union and it added another point that if we give exclusive ownership to the authors, it does what? It only serves to promote the interest of the authors. So obviously Tsarist Russia पहले आएगा, Soviet Union बाद में आएगा. यहाँ भी Tsarist Russia से it has inherited something, and neither did the Tsarist state nor the Soviet Union. So now we have 4-1 and then 3-2. Okay, so 4-1-3-2 was your sequence, and here let's go by it again. Communist approach towards international intellectual property rights showed what? That Soviet Union inherited a isolationist copyright system, and then neither the state nor the Soviet state, neither the Tsar nor the Soviet state, they did not talk about international treaties, and then Tsarist Russia refused to grant to foreign authors, and Soviet Union added something more to it. Right, so 4-1-3-2 is your answer, and that's how you get the links. I hope it is clear to you. Come back with more. Thank you very much.